Hey guys, welcome back. We have had a little interview with Vic Davis, and we're going to interview Vic about the old-timey ways. And I've got a 1929 cookbook sitting in front of me. That cookbook is older than Vic is, and that truck in front of me is what year is that truck, Vic?
36,
A
1936.
That's older than me. You know, now that I think about it, most everything out here is older than me. That's a good feeling. Except for that youngin' over there. Oh, shut up. We are going to have a good day today visiting with a very, very special gentleman. Gilmer County's finest, Vic Davis, part of the Davis brother family. And on the earlier segment, we talked about your mom died at 49 years old. How sad was that? How many children did your mother have?
6.
6 children.
Two girls and 4 boys.
And all of them just about as fine as you are.
Well, we don't want to stretch this too bad now.
And Bobby's going to be watching, and Bobby's going to say, that's right, that's right. And he'll say the baby's the best of all. Yeah. You know, we were talking about your pickup truck in front of us now, and the fact that you bought it, brought it home, and Sally claimed it. So you kind of put it in her name, and you let her enjoy claiming that truck, didn't you?
Yeah, she claimed it the night I brought it home, and so as far as I was concerned, it was hers.
Yep, there you go. There you go. That's a good man right there. That's a good man. How long did you work on that truck?
I worked on it 5 years, not every day, just when I had a little time and money. It took me 5 years. I actually finished it and put it on the road in 1990.
Yep. Now, that truck is a part of something that you and a very special man have been working on, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's part of a project.
It's part of the project. He calls me his foreman, but I'm not hardly there yet. But
I don't know. I'd say you are the authoritative figure at 57 Heaven. He trusts your advice, and y'all just have the greatest relationship. That is so cool.
I might admit some of that when he starts paying me.
Yeah. I got you. Well, let's see what he's over here doing, because it looks to me like he's doing old-timey ways, and he's cooking off a pot.
Yeah.
And you know how he found out how to do that, don't you?
No,
We looked on the internet.
No.
Oh.
I done noted.
He done noted.
Oh.
He done noted.
I used to boil it. I'd clean pots for those guys in the war used to.
Oh, yeah. You're so full.
Was that the Civil War?
That's how I always cleaned them. Was same thing it said on Google. I already knew it, you know. Because I cleaned so many.
Yes, back in the olden days. Yeah.
It was on them landing things, those, what do you call them? They float out in the sea and the landing, what do you call them?
Was it LST?
Something like that, yeah, that's what it was. And them planes that come in there and land on that, and I was responsible for having their pots cleaned when they come in.
Now, while you've sat down here, I want you to tell the story right now about that beautiful tree, because we are sitting in a perfect spot. Tell me the story about that tree.
He come up in 1987. I was mowing the yard one day, and saw it coming up, and I mowed around it, and then I got some scissors and clipped around it, and I drove a stake up to the side of it, and it wasn't that tall, and a little oak leaf coming out of the ground.
Look at it, y'all. Just look at that. It's amazing.
And I kept on mowing around it, and me and my daddy, we'd always make sure we didn't cut the little oak, and there he is today. I tell you, raising oak trees will make you old.
Yeah. That is 35 years old. Is that what you said?
And I don't know, it come up in 87, what is that? Yeah.
It's a long time. Yeah, about 35.
Yeah.
Well, were we talking about this one?
Yes. Isn't that beautiful? And Vic, there's your truck. It is just, what a beautiful setting, what a beautiful site. This would be a great place to build a home.
This will be a good memory right here.
This is beautiful.
Back to Mr. Victor now.
Let's go back.
About some old times.
That's right. Old times when you were a child. And when I showed you that cookbook from 1929, you said them groceries looked pretty good. Then you were telling us about your mama cooking on a wood stove.
She cooked on a wood stove all her life.
What about that?
Yeah. Never had an electric stove.
Did she make y'all's clothes?
Yes.
Yes.
She sewed on a old sewing machine and a pedal
treadle sewing
treadle
machine.
type. Yeah.
Yep. And did she have a garden?
Oh, yeah, she did gardening. My dad did most of the gardening, but she did a lot too.
Now here's a good one.
Uh-huh.
Did your mommy ever tell you was getting too big for your britches?
Frequently.
Yeah, I heard that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, she worked in the garden, and from in the early spring, anything that come in that could be canned, she canned it. She canned hard, worked hard on that. And I think about it, and I almost cry sometimes in the hot summertime, and of course no air conditioning, and that stove going wide open, and her boiling and canning, and she did that all summer long. And I've heard her say, if we don't can up some stuff, we'll starve out this winter.
Right, and that was very true.
And it
That's
was
very
true.
true.
It was
Yeah.
true.
Well, you know, it's so weird because I grew up in the city, but my roots are Dawson County, and my grandparents were poor, and I can remember biscuits in a warming closet on an old wood stove.
Yeah.
You'd go to visit, and that's what they had. You know, that was it.
And I know we don't mean to say that we were worse off than the other people. It was a common thing. It was, you know,
Right.
here and there they'd be a family that had a little old store or something. They did better, but most everybody was pretty much in the same boat.
And your daddy made liquor. My granddaddy made liquor.
Yeah, my dad was a moonshiner.
Yeah.
He did other things too. In his earlier, Dad was a jack of all trades, kinda. He could sawmill, he could saw at a sawmill, but you know, the sawmills, they moved them around from time to time. You probably remember that. And if you had a set of timber, they called it, well, they'd just move the whole operation there. And he could saw, and he could run an edger, and he was handy with what tools he had, hay baling wire and power pliers, you know. And I think me and my brothers sort of took some of that from him, and it was good training.
But you know, your parents both died young.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Mama was two weeks short of 50 when she passed away.
Goodness.
And Dad made it till he was barely 65.
And you've lived to be a ripe old 88.
88. There were 6 of us kids, and every one lived to be older than them. I lost 2 brothers, you know, in the last couple of years. And so and then I lost a sister about 5 years ago. And there's 3 of us left now. Me and Bobby, you know Bobby, is a singer, and my older sister, she's 97.
And that's something.
She just lives up the road from us now.
And we have to say, we are near the most beautiful mountain. Fort Mountain is such a beautiful place.
You can't beat it.
No, and we want to invite everybody to welcome to Ellijay. Come and see these beautiful mountains. Yeah.
I've been fortunate enough to not see much, but my wife and I, we had an old 48 Chevrolet Club Coupe, and we saw 36 states in that old car. But I was always proud to get back to Gilmer County. We were fortunate enough to see Niagara Falls shortly, and lots of interesting places.
Look at that. He's just a show off. Look at that. Who does he think he is? Chuck Wagon Boy? Look at that.
About having them.
Oh my gosh, you're just showing out.
I believe that's his method
This
of
year ain't
bragging.
calmed up neither.
Know it like that, and I brung you was. Yeah, I brung him one that was rough.
Look there.
How about, that's what we'll cook in. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Awesome. We're going to do another cooking show here, Vic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is awesome. That
Good
looks
shape.
great. Yeah, absolutely.
Oz, what's his name?
I don't know.
Griswold.
Griswold, that's a good one. That's a good one. Now, Vic, did your mom cook on pots like that?
Yes, she did.
Yeah?
Like I said a while ago, she canned a big family, so she canned green beans and vegetables in half-gallon cans. And she had a black pot similar to that, only it was about so tall.
Right.
She could dump a half-gallon, and in the wintertime especially, she'd drag coals out from the fireplace and cook and boil those things with, if we had a piece of fat back or something in them, and that's larping eating.
Wow, wow.
And then she'd finish them off. Then in the morning, she'd get up around 4 o'clock, and start a fire and cook breakfast for all of us, and big biscuits, you know. And she'd finish them off in the mornings then, and then boy, by lunchtime it was ready to. You could just about inhale them.
Vic, you had sisters too, didn't you?
Yep.
Yep.
Got sisters. Tell about them.
Well, I mentioned them briefly there a while ago. My older sister is the one that's, she's the oldest of the kids, and she was 97 just a week or so ago. And then my other sister was 4 or 5 years younger. And then there was a 4 or 5 year span between her and my birth. And well, she was born in my sister that passed away. She was born in 30, I think. And Opal was born, my older sister, in 25, and I was born in 34. And
Wow.
Larry, 36. And the 2 younger ones, they were Bobby and Donnie. They were, I think I'm about 10 years older than Bobby, and I don't remember their date, birthdays exactly. But,
So y'all were spread out pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah.
We came in pairs, kinda.
Yeah,
you know.
sounds like it. Sounds like it.
That was one reason I think me and Larry were close. We were close in age, and we liked the same things. We tried to play a little music, and we both liked cars. And like I said earlier, I think he made a good living. Had his own shop, self-taught. But in his day, he was counted one of the best, I think, around here.
For music, did either one of your parents have a musical ability?
Yeah, Dad played the fiddle,
Okay.
old-time fiddle. You know, most old-time fellers, there's just lots of them had fiddles. And they played square dances, and somehow they had a way of playing the fiddle that somehow it made the time. I never figured that out. And but I understand that both my grandfathers played the fiddle. Now, they both died real young, and I never knew either one of my grandfathers.
Goodness.
But I understand they both played fiddles, and I've actually got my grandfather Davis's fiddle.
How cool is that?
And he died in 1918.
My goodness. How fortunate for you. Well, we want to tell folks to go to YouTube and check out Dwight Sanford and you and Bobby.
Oh.
Because y'all are all over there. We've got you all over YouTube, and y'all are singing.
I've always said if you can keep a few people fooled, you'll maybe make it.
Well, people are loving seeing y'all together.
Well,
They just absolutely love the music, love the comedy, love everything about y'all's relationship.
Larry and I played just about any benefit over the years that you can mention. We never felt like we were good enough to go anywhere with it, and it's a hard life to make a living at, as we all know.
You remember all them Heart Fund shows
Right.
we used to do?
Yep.
Me and you and Larry and
Yeah.
well, Morgan Cantrell way back in the day. We've done Heart Fund shows forever.
I think we had 52 or 3 Heart Fund shows.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm not positive of this, but I think I played on the first one. And I played on at least 40 more of them are
Lord, I know.
involved in some way or other. And
Me and
Larry,
you was together on the
Yeah.
last 20 for sure.
yeah, right.
Or 30.
Yeah, yeah.
Lord of my, are you boiling the pot over?
Yeah. I'm wanting it
Scary.
to so it'll get up on them sides and get that cleaned off.
Okay. Lordy me. This is country living, Vic, isn't it? This is what folks need to learn about. If you're coming to Ellijay and you've only been to the square, you haven't seen Ellijay.
No,
You haven't
that's-
seen
We're
Ellijay.
on the top lot. A mighty fine place to be.
About my favorite place to be. Just about. It's just the trees and man, there's always a breeze here and the shade. It's just awesome. It's awesome. We want to tell folks to check out the music of Vic Davis, and there is a new CD that's going to be out that's a gift
Yeah,
to some folks.
Can't talk a whole lot about it
No,
at
we
this point,
can't.
but yeah, it's coming out.
It's going to be very special.
It's a real special because Dwight was in. He done all the music and
Every instrument.
everything. He's an engineer. He's a jack of all trades, and there's another name you can put in there, but I don't know, say it on television.
Jack something.
Yeah, he's a good one. He's a good one. He's a good one. Well, thank you for visiting with us today, and thank you for sharing Miss Sally's truck, because that's a mighty fine truck. That's a mighty fine truck.
Yeah, let me say one other thing about the little truck. Sally passed away, of course, a few years ago, but she got to drive the truck to some parades and actually showed it a couple or 3 shows and won an award or 2 with it. And it's not nothing compared to what some people did, but the thing about it is I handmade that thing. Well, I had some help from Larry, and I didn't paint it though. I can't take no credit for that. Pop Goebel, a good friend of all of us, and him and Larry was Larry types. I mean, they were just, they could do anything, and have the deepest respect for Pop, and he's the one who painted it, so he gets credit for the looks.
That is one cool truck. Well, you got anything else you want to say, Mr. Ellijay?
Well, I don't know. We're at the foothills of beautiful Fort Mountain, a place I dearly love to be, on the top lot.
The best.
At the Dwight House.
At the Dwight House. We're going to leave you now where rivers, mountains, and good friends meet. We'll see you again soon, y'all.